We're going to talk about attitude today, and I want to share a story that happened to me, and I think there'll be some relatability. Being a fitness enthusiast, I've constantly worked out at fitness centers and around athletic people. And sometimes when you go into a gym, there's those stereotypic people that are moving just a ton of weight, and they kind of have this bravado about them, and they're like, "Urgh." And at times, especially if you don't know them, they're kind of looking at you like, who are you? And they're kind of trying to outdo your macho-ness, I guess, for another word. And I've definitely dealt with that over the years. And then the other situation that happened to me that was kind of interesting is I was doing a seminar, and the particular organization that I was working with really kind of catered to just a rougher crowd of martial artists. I don't know how else to say it, but they're just pretty testosterone-filled, male, ego-driven kind of athletes, very good athletes, and some of them very, very talented. So I went there the first year, and I really just felt like a fish out of water. And I just kind of kept to myself. I kept my chin high, and I just delivered and did my stuff. But I never really felt comfortable there because it was just not the audience that I'm used to speaking to. So the second year, I went back there and I said, you know what? I am going to make sure that I get a lot out of this experience, and I'm going to approach it a little bit differently. So what I did is I went back to the same place with the same people and all of that, and the first kind of look I got, like, who are you, and I could kill you in a second or anything like that, what did I do? I just extended my hand. I said, hi, I'm Chris, who are you? And then they said that, and I said, how long have you been training? And they said something, wow, you've been training a long time. Who do you train with? Oh. And if I knew the instructor, of course I'm not going to lie to the person, but if I knew the instructor of the system, wow, you train with some good people. And you know what I saw in every single case? I saw somebody reduce from, that person that's, trying to outdo me with their looks and their knowledge and all of that, to they immediately kind of just reverted back to the little boy that's inside them. And all of a sudden a smile came on their face, and we had just a beautiful time. And it got to be fun for me because I, everybody that I was interacting with for the rest of the weekend, that's what I did. And it was a great lesson for me. It's amazing the power of just a handshake or a compliment in that situation. I was in Florida, and I was training in a gym with a former Team Paul Mitchell member, Ernest the Cat Miller from the WWE. And he was riding on a bicycle, and he's a pretty imposing figure. But as I remember, there are a couple guys that walked in the gym that were even bigger than him at the time. And I remember he looked over at one of them and he said, hey, what are you doing with my arms? And the person kind of looked at him for a second and immediately started laughing, because really what Ernest was saying is, he was paying a compliment to how big the guy was. And it was just one of those other things that made me say, you know what, no matter what somebody, is trying to throw off in their bravado or in their attitude, in the end, you know what, we're all doing the best that we can. And we're all, we all want to feel important. We want to be validated. And when you are the first person to extend that, I think all of the walls tend to fall down. And I think as martial artists, I think we should always strive to be that first person to do that. I think that's a high sign of confidence when you're the person to initiate that, instead of just kind of doing what I did that first year, which is kind of stand in the back and just kind of keep to yourself. So think about it. Are there any situations in your life where, taking a different approach like that and acknowledging and validating, somebody else will just kind of put them at ease, so you can kind of get to the real, authentic self that they have. Hope it helps. Something to think about. Look forward to seeing you soon.